Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into the absolutely incredible story of Martha Stewart. It's a journey of wild ambition, a spectacular public crisis, and maybe one of the most unlikely comebacks in modern history.
So how does that even happen? Seriously, how do you go from being America's symbol of domestic perfection to a federal inmate, and then, somehow, end up a pop culture icon? To really get it, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, to a small town in New Jersey.
You see, her entire story, everything that follows, is really built on this one simple but powerful belief that was instilled in her by the most important person in her early life, her father.
Yeah, Martha, you can do anything. Now you have to understand, this wasn't just some casual compliment. Her dad was a perfectionist, and he drilled this idea into her head, telling her over and over that no path was off limits. This shaped her entire worldview. This belief that she could and should go after careers that were, at the time, really just for men.
So think about it. In the 1960s, the path for many women was pretty well defined: teacher, secretary, nurse. But Martha's path, it looked completely different. She was the only girl in her advanced math class. She got a scholarship to Barnard College, and then she did something almost unheard of for a woman back then. She went to Wall Street.
And she didn't just survive there, she absolutely thrived. I mean, this was the fast-paced, male-dominated, go-go world of 1960s finance. And her experience there, well, it was like a masterclass in how giant companies are built and how they fail. That education would turn out to be priceless.
But after years of killing it on Wall Street, Martha made a huge pivot. She decided to leave that entire world behind and completely reinvent herself, trading the concrete jungle for the quiet suburbs of Connecticut.
So she moves into this historic old farmhouse she called Turkey Hill. And after about a year of restoring it, she got bored, really bored. So on a whim, she started a small catering business right out of her basement. And that little side project, it quickly became her new obsession. And it led her to a massive discovery.
And this, right here, is the core of her genius. She took all these tasks that people thought of as chores, cooking, decorating, hosting, and she reframed them. She said, no, this is an art form. This simple idea, to elevate homemaking into something creative and aspirational, it was revolutionary.
And from that basement business, her empire just exploded. Get this, she published her first best-selling book at age 41. 41! From there, it grew into a media empire, which is just proof that it is never too late to find your voice and build something absolutely massive.
So she's at the absolute peak, a flawless public image, a billion-dollar company, and then a single stock trade threatened to bring the whole thing crashing down.
Now, this part is crucial. All the headlines were screaming insider trading. But here's the thing, she was never actually convicted of that crime. What the jury did find her guilty of was obstructing the investigation and lying to federal agents about why she sold the stock.
The media frenzy was just relentless. The press and the prosecution painted this picture of her as a cold, calculating criminal. And that story is what came to dominate the public's perception of her during the trial.
And for her part, Martha has always insisted that the person portrayed in the media was a total caricature, that it was completely disconnected from the reality of who she actually was.
But the verdict was guilty. And just like that, the queen of domestic perfection was sentenced to federal prison. You really can't imagine a lower point.
5 months, that's the sentence. And instead of dragging it out with a long appeals process that probably would have destroyed her company, she made a very strategic move: serve the 5 months immediately. There was a calculated choice designed to save her empire by just getting it over with.
In interviews after she was released, she showed this incredible level of resilience. She explained that she just made a conscious decision not to let the whole thing break her. She faced it head-on with a kind of mental toughness that, frankly, shocked a lot of people.
So for years after prison, she's still trying to shake that image. And how did she finally do it? In the most unexpected way possible. She showed up on the Comedy Central roast of Justin Bieber. And by doing that, she showed this whole new side of herself. Funny, totally self-aware, and brutally honest. It was a game changer. That moment on stage, that really marked the final act of her transformation. She had completely shed the skin of the perfect homemaker to become something entirely new. I mean, her journey took her from being this icon of impossible perfection to an icon of incredible resilience. By embracing her entire story, the good and the bad,
She found an even bigger, younger audience that just loved her for being real.
So when you boil it all down, what can we learn from this? Her life is basically a masterclass in entrepreneurship and the art of the comeback. She proved that your second or even your third act can be the one that defines you. Her whole story is a testament to the fact that you can build an empire, lose it, and then build it back again. And it leaves all of us with a final, pretty powerful thought. It is never, ever too late to find that empty space in the world that only you can fill.